One day, a tiny kitten found himself alone in the world. Kitten didn't know how he got there or why his mom left him behind, but he did know that he was scared and hungry and just wanted someone to love him. But when people passed by, they only stepped over Kitten and pretended he didn't exist. As time went on, the kitten began to lose hope. Kitten thought maybe he was just meant to be alone forever, but luckily, some kind people came along and saved his life. In today's story, we'll follow the journey of this adorable kitten as he looks for a forever home. Once upon a time in a bustling city, a mama cat gave birth to a litter of kittens. Mama cat was a stray who had always had to fend for herself, so she knew that she needed to find food and shelter for her kittens as quickly as possible. Mama cat took them to an abandoned building nearby where Mama cat could keep them safe from harm. For the first few weeks, everything was going well Mama cat and the kitten. The kittens were growing bigger and stronger every day, and their mother was able to find enough food to feed them. But one day, everything changed with Kitten. The mama cat went out to look for food, but she couldn't find anything. Mama cat returned to the abandoned building, but she was too ashamed to admit that she didn't have any food for her kittens. Mama cat thought that they would be better off without her, so she left them in the abandoned building and ran away. The kittens were all grown up now, and they were finally ready to leave their mother's side and start their own lives. But little did kittens know that the world outside was full of danger. At first, the kittens played and explored their surroundings. Kittens chased each other through the tall grass and climbed trees to get a better view of the world around them. But as the sun began to set, they realized that kittens were alone and had nowhere to go. Kittens huddled together for warmth and tried to stay positive. Kittens knew that their mama cat had given them everything they needed to make it on their own. The next morning, the kittens began to explore further. Kittens ventured into the nearby town and were amazed by all the sights and sounds. Just when kittens thought it couldn't get any worse, the rain started coming down in buckets. The kittens were soaked to the bone in no time and they couldn't find anywhere to hide. Kittens were scared and cold, and they just wanted to go home. But just when kittens thought all hope was lost, a group of construction workers spotted them and called out to them. The kittens were hesitant at first, but the workers' kind words and gentle gestures soon won them over. The workers took the kittens back to their job site. Construction workers fed kittens warm milk and gave them blankets to cuddle up in. The kittens purred with delight and felt grateful for their kindness. The construction workers took turns watching the kittens throughout the day. Some played with them while others fed and pet them. It was the first time the kittens had ever felt so loved and cared for. At the end of the day, the construction workers began to argue about who would take the kittens home. All the construction workers wanted to adopt kittens, but they knew that they couldn't keep them at the job site. A construction worker named Gary was the first to speak up to take 2 kittens home. He had a big heart and a soft spot for animals, so he was eager to give the kittens a home. The other workers nodded their heads in agreement. They knew that Gary would give the kittens the love and care they needed. When Gary took the kittens home, his kids were super excited to have a new pet. They named the gray kitten Charlie and the orange kitten Garfield. Gary and his wife were happy to see their kids so excited with the kittens. They knew that adopting the kittens was the right thing to do. The kids played with kittens Charlie and Garfield all day long. They took kittens for walks in the park and brushed their fur until it gleamed. The kittens were loved and cherished, and they wouldn't have asked for a better home. But as the weeks went by, the kids started to notice that Charlie the gray kitten needed more attention than Garfield. Charlie the gray kitten, as always crying and needed to be fed more often. The kids didn't understand why Charlie the gray kitten needed so much attention, but they knew that they couldn't handle it. They went to their parents and told them that they needed help with Charlie the gray kitten. Gary and his wife were understanding. They knew that adopting a special needs the gray kitten was a lot of work, but they were committed to making it work. So they reached out to a local animal rescue organization and explained their situation. The organization was happy to help and offered to take Charlie the gray kitten off their hands. The kids were devastated when they heard that Charlie the gray kitten was being taken away, but they knew that it was for the best. When Audrey took Charlie the gray kitten home, her kids were super excited to have a new pet. They couldn't wait to play with Charlie the gray kitten and give him lots of love and attention. Audrey's kids weren't the only ones excited about Charlie's the gray kitten arrival. Her other pets, Jinx Siamese cat, Trixie and Twixie the black cat, were thrilled to have a new playmate, Charlie the gray kitten. Jinx was a senior Siamese cat who had seen it all before. Jinx the Siamese cat was curious about Charlie the gray kitten at first, but soon warmed up to him. Trixie and Twixie the black cats were two playful kittens who loved to wrestle and chase each other. Trixie and Twixie the black cats were immediately drawn to Charlie the gray kitten and wanted to be his friend. It wasn't long before the kids decided that Charlie the gray kitten name was perfect for him. Charlie the gray kitten was a true charmer and had a way of getting under everyone's skin. From the moment Audrey took Charlie the gray kitten home, he became part of the family. Charlie the gray kitten loved to cuddle with the kids and purred loudly when he was happy. But as time went on, Audrey started to realize that Charlie the gray kitten needed more than just love and attention. He had special needs that required professional help. She took him to the vet and learned that Charlie the gray kitten had been born with a condition called feline cerebellar. Charlie the gray kitten has a condition called feline cerebellar hypoplasia. This condition of Charlie the gray kitten affects the cerebellum, which is responsible for balance and coordination. As a result, Charlie the gray kitten has trouble walking and may never be able to use a litter box. Audrey was devastated when she heard this news, but she was determined to make Charlie's the gray kitten life as comfortable as possible. Taking care of Charlie the gray kitten was more work than Audrey had anticipated. She had to tube feed Charlie the gray kitten and change his litter every day. She also had to make sure that Charlie the gray kitten was always safe and stimulated. Despite all the hard work, Audrey and her kids fell in love with Charlie the gray kitten. They enjoyed watching him play and seeing him happy. The kids would spend hours playing with Charlie the gray kitten. They would roll balls across the floor for Charlie the gray kitten to chase and bat around. They would also give Charlie the gray kitten lots of hugs and kisses. But despite all the fun they had with Charlie the gray kitten, Audrey knew that she couldn't keep him forever. She had other pets to care for, and her kids would eventually move out and start their own families. She didn't want Charlie the gray kitten to be a burden on them, so she decided to find him a new home. Audrey placed an ad for adoption Charlie the gray kitten in the local newspaper and on online classifieds websites. She described Charlie's the gray kitten condition and the special needs he had. Many people responded to the ad, but Audrey was careful to screen potential adopters for Charlie the gray kitten. She wanted to make sure that Charlie the gray kitten would be in good hands. Days turned into weeks, and still nobody had come forward to adopt Charlie the gray kitten. Audrey was starting to get worried. She didn't want to give up on finding a home for Charlie the gray kitten, but she was running out of options. Then one day, a woman named Jessica contacted Audrey. She had read Charlie's the gray kitten story in the newspaper and was eager to meet him. Audrey and Jessica hit it off right away. She could tell that Jessica was a kind and caring person who would give Charlie the gray kitten the love and attention he needed. After meeting Charlie the gray kitten, Jessica was determined to adopt him. She knew that Charlie the gray kitten had special needs, but she was up for the challenge. Audrey was overjoyed when she heard this. She had finally found a home for Charlie the gray kitten and knew that he would be in good hands. When Charlie first arrived at Jessica's house, Charlie the gray kitten was a bit scared. He had never been away from Audrey and her family before, but Jessica made sure to make Charlie the gray kitten feel welcome. She gave Charlie the gray kitten lots of treats and toys and introduced him to his new home. It wasn't long before Charlie the gray kitten was feeling comfortable in his new surroundings. Charlie the gray kitten loved to explore Jessica's house and yard and was always eager to play. Jessica was thrilled to see how happy Charlie the kitten was. She knew that she had made the right decision by adopting him, the gray kitten. As the years went by, Charlie the gray kitten thrived under Jessica's care. He grew into a happy and healthy kitten despite his condition. Jessica often shared updates on Charlie the gray kitten life on social media. She wanted to raise awareness about feline cerebellar hypoplasia and show people that special needs cats can live happy and fulfilling lives. Charlie's the gray kitten story touched the hearts of many people. Charlie the gray kitten became an inspiration to those who knew him and a reminder that love and compassion can make all the difference. And that's the end of the story of Charlie the gray kitten. If you liked this story, please subscribe for more content like this.